we just went through was the Blue Grotto here in Capri Island. Alright, well, if I'm in France, I might as well stop into Paris, right? Eiffel Tower. You know, it's a fun fact about it. I was here about 10 years ago as a broke backpacker. I remember come visiting Paris for the first time. And all this park behind us, either side of us, this side and this side, was like wide open. Everyone could like sit here and have picnics and enjoy themselves. I don't know why, but for some reason, now they don't want anyone on the grass. But, I can make assumptions as to why. So the guy who designed the Eiffel Tower, there's another structure that he designed, which is far less famous. No one really knows about, but I visited. I think the town's called Iquitos. It's a border town in Brazil, in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. It's like at the triple border, I believe, or maybe just before the triple border between Peru, Brazil, and Colombia. And the guy who designed this, built a hotel in that tiny little town. And it's basically just a hotel, and the base looks exactly like the base of the Eiffel Tower. The same kind of metal structure and same engineering, same design. It's remarkable. But yeah, he did like two things, like this and then some random hotel in Brazil. And of course, the appropriate thing to do in France is to have a croissant for breakfast. Delicious. So I've driven to the north of France to a place called Monuquet Farm. And this is where my great-grand uncle died at the Battle of the Somme in the First World War. He died right here. In fact, trying to take this farm off the Germans. You can see what an elaborate job here. I'm detailing like the military lines through the conflict here. But this particular battle here, let's see, the Australians lost 22,000 men. Blue ones. And what you'll notice, if you actually talk to the farmers here, sadly, they still till these fields all around it today, still farms. And because this is where the frontline trenches were, you know, during the Battle of the Somme, this is where millions of men have died after that. And unfortunately, to this day, when these farmers till up the soil, till up the fields here, they still will uncover the remains and bodies of soldiers, of unnamed soldiers, unidentified soldiers who fell here because they'll lie down by a machine gun. No man's land, no one can bury you. You got hit by a mortar shell, you got blown to bits. No one can bury you. Because there's countless European lives lost on these fields. It's truly great tragedies that has ever existed. Let it be a reminder to us, there's no need for Europeans to spill blood on each other. Absolutely no need whatsoever. Now I'm in Mont Huon, I think that's how you pronounce it, military cemetery. And this is where my great uncle on my mother's side is. So huge. This first terms to me. And the funny thing about this cemetery, if you pay attention, you'll see everyone's mixed and buried together. So you've got like all the Allied forces. So you've got Canadians, you've got English, you've got Australians, all lumped in together. And then you also have Germans also buried here. So this isn't like it's a military cemetery for everybody who died here. It's not just a military cemetery for one particular side. They took all of the bodies they could find and they put everyone here and buried them all out of respect, which I think is quite breathtaking, honestly. But, yeah, this is just one little place, but it's just tragic how many men gave up their life. The other thing I forgot to mention was that my great-grand-uncle on my mother's side had a German surname, so it would have been quite interesting for him fighting in the trenches amongst the British and the French, and everyone referring to him with a German surname, whilst he's literally fighting Germans on the other side in no man's land. And he's only been in Australia. That family only been in Australia for maybe a generation and a half. Don't know where to walk. This side very impressive looking. Why is Mont Saint Michel? So the legend is that the military bishop had a dream, and the archangel Michael had to literally the South US to build an abbey in his and used to build this book right here in the north of France. And this thing is sitting for what was it, the conveniently enough, it was actually used as a prison during the French Revolution. Because kind of hard to get to if you didn't build this bridge. Whoever's car that is must be a fucking sexy prick. So we are literally on top of Pussy Mountain. Not really sure what's going on here.
We've no snakes, just, well, we've a couple in our government only.
He needs to drown a couple more, I think.
Yeah.